Welcome to EPG Pathshala. In today's module, we are going to discuss about energy policies, international and national norms. The energy sector, particularly the transportation and industry, relies substantially on crude oil supplies. The depletion of fossil fuel, changing energy prices and the markets, dependency on the oil imports from the foreign countries are of great concern, along with the environmental impact of fossil fuel usage. The entire world and each one of the country have taken measures to meet the energy demand without compromising on environmental quality. So, in this module, we are going to discuss about national and international emission norms in the transportation sector, and we will also see the national initiatives for the renewable energy sources and the national and international policies to promote biofuel development as well as solar energy. Let us start with the Indian emission norms in the transportation sector. India is the fourth largest global contributor to the carbon emission. In order to make mandatory the adoption of clean and green fuel, Government of India is targeting Euro 3 or 4 as reference emission norms for the transports. The Bharat Stage 3 norms are already implemented over the nation. The Bharat Stage 4, which is equivalent to Euro 4 emission norms, are applicable across 12 to 14 major Indian cities. The Ministry of Road Transport and Highways plans to launch BS6 fuel norms after due consultation with the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, the Department of Heavy Industry and Ministry of Environment and Forest throughout India by 1st April 2020. On February 22, 2016, a draft notification to improve the Central Motor Vehicle Rules 1989 for publication in the Gazette of India has been forwarded to the Government of India Press. Currently, several European countries have defined their own norms. Indian emission norm with respect to the four-wheel vehicle. India adopted European emission and fuel regulations for four-wheel light-duty vehicles from 2000. The emission regulations to the two- and three-wheeled vehicles are following Indian own regulations. The implementation schedule of European Union emission norms in India is given in this table. You can see in this table the implementation schedule. Here, as the standard, we have India 2000, which is equivalent or with reference to Euro 1. It was scheduled in 2000 all over the India, and Bharat Stage 2, which has a reference of Euro 2, and Bharat Stage 3 has reference to the Euro 3, and the Bharat Stage 4, which has a reference to the Euro 4, is planned to implement in National Capital Region, Delhi, and other 12 cities including Kolkata, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Ahmedabad, Pune, Surat, Kanpur, Lucknow, Sholapur and Agra. These norms apply to all the new four-wheel vehicles which are sold and registered in the respective regions. The National Auto Fuel Policy introduces certain emission requirements for interstate buses with the routes originating or terminating in Delhi or other 10 cities. For these two- and three-wheelers, the Bharat Stage 2 was applicable from April 1st, 2005, and Bharat Stage 3 norms came in force preferably from 1st April 2008, but not later than that of 2010. The European emission limits are given in this table. You can see in this table the exhaust of the oxides of nitrogen, carbon monoxide, hydrocarbon and the particulate matter with respect to the emissions with respect to Euro 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And you can see from Euro 1 to Euro 6, the emission rate is comparatively decreasing, making it more cleaner fuel for the transportation sector. This table shows the Indian exhaust emission limits for the heavy duty diesel vehicles. You can see as per 1996 norms, the carbon monoxide level was 11.2, hydrocarbon was 2.4, NOx was 14.4 gram kilowatt per hour. While in the Bharat Stage 4, it has reduced to carbon monoxide, the limit is 1.5, hydrocarbon it is 0.96, NOx it is 3.5 and particulate matter emission limit is 0.02 gram kilowatt per hour. The table 4 shows the emission limits for the light duty vehicles in gram per kilometer. And you can see in this table for the diesel and gasoline the value differ for the carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, NOx and particulate matter emission limit. This table shows the Bharat Stage 3 and Bharat Stage 4 implementation dates. You can see different vehicle categories with the implementation date. Now, the national programs to promote biomass energy production in India. There is immense interest in the biomass energy because it is accepted as a carbon neutral source. So, unlike net carbon emitting fossil fuel which has extensive use and can lead to many environmental problems, the use of biomass not only contributing to the sustainable development but also provide a renewable energy indefinitely, while at the same time increase the store of atmospheric carbon, thus help in the mitigation of greenhouse effect. So, Indian government has launched many programs and policies to promote biomass in the energy sector, and it is given in this table. You can see the programs like National Program on Biogas Development, Integrated Rural Energy Program, the Biomass Power Co-Generation Program, Biomass Gasifier Program, National Program on Energy Recovery from Urban and Industrial Waste, Biofuels and Biomass briquettes during various years. Coming to the international policies to promote liquid biofuel development. The objective of the biofuel policy is to encourage the use of biofuels and other renewable fuels in the transport sector. Many countries like US, European Union, Brazil, Canada, Australia and Japan are the forerunners in promoting the liquid biofuel development. A growing number of developing countries such as China, India, Philippines and Thailand also started to introduce this renewable, especially the biofuel policies. The policies for promoting renewable bioenergy has been implemented in US, including the 2002 Farm Bill and the Biomass Research and Development Act 2000, Energy Policy Act 2005, Energy Independent Security Act 2007. The government support measures for the biofuel include mandates and targets, import tariffs, tax incentives, direct production subsidies and R&D support. The mandates and targets for renewable energy are existing in the 66 countries, including 27 European Union countries, 29 states of USA and 9 Canadian provinces. Most of the countries are aimed at 2020 for the target achievement. The blending mandates and targets for the use of biofuel in different countries are given in this table. So, in this table you can see various countries with its biofuel targets. Here in this table the E and B refers to the percent blend by volume of the ethanol and the diesel in bioethanol and biodiesel values. For example, E10 indicates a blend of 10% ethanol and 90% gasoline, while B5 means a blend of 5% biodiesel with 95% diesel. Although some countries and regions have started promoting the development of biofuel industry, 3 primary markets have set up with examples of success stories of biofuel development. These are Brazil's National Alcohol Program, which is commonly known as Pro-Alcohol, which was launched during Brazil's economic crisis in 1970s and is one of the significant innovative and fruitful biofuel programs in this world. Since its inception, the program has grown from 5% blending to 20 to 25% and an increased use of neat ethanol in the highly modern flex fuel vehicles, that is FFVs. The second one is the United States Ethanol Program. The rationale for the progress of ethanol in the United States is based on the economic benefits of rural communities, energy security and greenhouse gas emission reduction. The incentives provided in the United States involve federal blending aid, volumetric ethanol excise tax credits and ethanol producer credits. And the third one is the European Commission biofuel policy. European Union has been an explorer in the promotion of biodiesel. And the primary drivers of biofuel choice in this European Union have been the targets fixed by the European Union directives for associated nations. For example, that is 2% and 5.7% blends of biofuel in petrol and diesel by 2005 and 10. And the tax relief is one of the fundamental incentives used by the countries to promote biofuel usage in European Union. The share of biofuel attaining 2.6% of the road transport fuel in 2007 with about 75% of the increase in the fuel use came from biodiesel. The ProBios project from Asia. The ProBios project for Asia aimed at promoting biofuels because of sustainable development in the southern and southeastern Asian countries. Coming to the biofuel development in India, the important milestones are the use of biofuels, the ethanol power alcohol in the World War II. Large number of committees and studies were initiated since 1975. Trials on cars and other vehicles conducted in 79-80 by the Indian Oil Corporation, Indian Institute of Petroleum with 10 to 20% ethanol blend. Trials were started in Delhi during 1992 on around 92 cars, and the pilot project involved trials on the 3 oil depots, 2 in Maharashtra and 1 in Uttar Pradesh, to cover about 350 petrol stations during 2001-2. S.T. Chopra's committee report concluded that the ethanol was the best oxygenate for blending with petrol, and in March 2002 it placed it in the Parliament with notification of September 2002 for the mandatory blending of 5% ethanol in 9 states and 4 union territories from January 1, 2003. The Government of India started ethanol blending program in 2003, and auto-fuel policy is reference to the biofuels. The budget for 2002-03 rupees 0.75 per litre rebate on petrol blended with ethanol was brought down to 0.3 per litre in few months, and this incentive was not renewed from the 5-year plan 2004-5 onwards. Now, the report of the committee on the development of biofuels by the Planning Commission during 2003 was another milestone. A national mission on biodiesel is proposed to be constituted by Ministry of Rural Development as its nodal ministry. Under the proposed demonstration phase of this NMB, the Government of India planned to raise jatropha plantations on 0.4 million hectares of wasteland. With reference to the tariff commission in 2003 by Minister Petroleum and Natural Gas to determine the price of ethanol, and the announcement of biodiesel purchase policy in 2005, National Biofuel Policy was approved on December 24, 2009 by Government of India. The National Biofuel Policy ensures that biofuel program would not compete with food security. It confirms that the fertile farmlands would not be diverted for plantation of biofuel crops, minimum support prices, that is MSPs for the fuel crops, subsidies for growers of the biofuel crops, marketing of oil bearing seeds, grants and fiscal concessions for the biofuel industry, and the provision for the research and development. The mandatory blending of auto fuel with the biofuel, quality norms, testing and certification of biofuels. The National Biofuel Policy also proposed for blending of biofuels, ethanol, especially the ethanol and biodiesel, with a target of 20% by the 2070. But it has barriers in these initiatives in biofuel sector. The national mission aimed at planting jatropha on 5 lakh hectare of government land and later extended onto more land. Simultaneously, the ministry hoped to begin privatizing this biodiesel industry to become entirely separate from the government by 2012. However, these plans did not come to the realization as a result of weak financial and policy backing. Ethanol blending program also confronted prominent barriers. The EBP, that is ethanol blending program, mandated that oil companies produce fuel with 5% ethanol in particular region of the nation. The program almost immediately ground to a halt because there was not enough ethanol to meet this demand between 2003 and 4. And this table shows the ministries in India which are involved in the biofuel sector. The Ministry of New and Renewable Energy with overall policy making role for promotion of biofuel development, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas responsible for marketing biofuels and formulation and implementation of pricing and the policies, Ministry of Agriculture for the R&D development, this research and development for the biofuel feedstock production, and Ministry of Rural Development for the promotion of jatropha plantations on the wastelands, and the Ministry of Science and Technology supports research in the biofuel crops, especially in the area of biotechnology. In India, we also have the solar photovoltaic programs. The Government of India has embarked on several major photovoltaic schemes and programs focusing on the large scale deployment across the country. Development of Solar Cities program in February 2008 aimed at minimum 10% reduction in the projected demand of conventional energy at the end of 5 years. Under this program, 60 cities or towns are proposed to be supported for the development as solar cities or green cities. The another program was the Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission, JNNSM. It aimed to promote solar energy technologies which is announced by the Government of India under National Action Plan on Climate Change. This mission aims to achieve grid tariff parity by 2022 through large-scale utilization and rapid diffusion and deployment of solar technologies across the country for the cost reduction, intensive R&D and promoting local manufacturing and supporting infrastructure. So, to summarize, the emission standards and the usage of clean energy sources has to be encouraged by the government, whether it is international or at national level, providing various policies and programs with new blending mandates that takes place in different regions by adopting the new fuel specifications for the environment and energy security. So, in this module, we have seen different norms that has taken up at national level in the transportation sector with reference to Euro references, and we have our own Bharat stage. We have also seen the various biofuel related programs initiated by the Government of India. We have also seen in this module the solar photovoltaic or solar programs in Government of India initiatives. Thank you.